Hey fam, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Let's talk about the unrealistic expectations that men demand from women in relationships.
But ain't nobody got more unicorn, fairy tale, Dora the Explorer expectations of the opposite sex than us, men.
These expectations can be damaging to women in various ways, impacting personal relationships, individual relationships, societal expectations, and gender dynamics.
But look at us, like what do we expect of a woman? She got to be a virgin, but she got to be a freak. She got to pay half the bills, but she got to do 100% of the cleaning, the cooking, the child raising. She got to be exhausted from all of that, all the cooking and washing and cleaning and all that good stuff, and still be horny enough to meet our sexual needs and get a good night's rest, but also wake up in the middle of the night in case we want some head and a turkey sandwich. That ain't it. She also got to give birth to all our babies because, we got to have that legacy. But then she can't have no stretch marks and she got to lose that baby weight in 30 days or less. And then she got to do it while fighting postpartum depression by herself because we're going to tell her she having an attitude or something like that because all we thinking about is we ain't got no vagina in the last 6 weeks that she got to take to heal. That ain't it. Then she can get older, but she can't look older. Otherwise, we're going to say that she's falling off. Like the list goes on, but just tell me something. How many women do you know that fit into that category? None. So who really got the unrealistic expectations?
These demands often stem from entrenched stereotypes, cultural norms, and media portrayals. I'm not in any way saying that women don't have expectations from men.
Again, some women do expect a man to be 6 feet tall and make six figures and have a six-pack abs, and that's unrealistic for most men. But I know like 10 dudes already that fit into that category. All you got to do is have a good job and some good genetics and you're straight.
I've got people in the comment section in some videos saying, oh, women also do this, women also do that. This channel is not focused on what women do and what women don't do. The focus of this channel is on what men do to women. If you've been on this channel, I'm pretty sure you should understand the dynamics of this channel. So women also have their flaws, but we are focusing on what men do to women. Women's physical appearance is one of the areas where these unrealistic demands manifest.
So I just came across this tweet. Women face unrealistic beauty standards. Meanwhile, we are literally using CGI on actors' bodies because their expected build is literally unachievable. With some attached pictures of Thor. And I see this and I just think, you're so close to getting it. So close. Patriarchy is not good for anyone. Unrealistic beauty standards for women were primarily created for the male gaze. And that's extremely true for comics in particular. The skimpy and tight outfits that women wear, the over-sexualized poses, the over-sexualized walking and mannerisms, all created by men for the male gaze. And it's the same thing with the impossibly muscular men, the Captain Americas, the Thors. They made these unrealistic standards for women and then marketed them as desirable for men. Same as them creating these extremely impossibly muscular characters and then marketing them as being desirable for men. Because while there are some women who do prefer extremely muscular men, they are not written, created, and displayed as being for a female gaze. It's all shot from the lens of this is something that's desirable for men to want to achieve. Do you get the point? You can't turn around to women and say, you can't be mad at the unrealistic expectations that men give you, because men also give men unrealistic expectations. There's a common denominator here. You're shooting a woman and then shooting yourself in the leg and then telling the woman she can't complain that she's been shot because you've also been shot, even though you shot yourself. Do you get it? Maybe you could just listen to women. They have some ideas about how to dismantle the patriarchy.
Men's unrealistic beauty standard from women can result in body image issues, eating disorders such as anorexia nervosa, bulimia, and low esteem in women. Some men expect women to be docile, always agreeable, and passive in relationships. They want to control the woman's destiny.
And if you say, babe, I don't like how you're dressed, go change, they immediately go, holy.
Oh dear, where do we begin with this one? What I think is really interesting is he thinks that once you've told her to go and change, she immediately has this newfound respect for you for telling her what to do. And guys will try to use this type of language as a way to saying it's not controlling, it's actually just me being the dominant person and leading the relationship. You can lead the relationship, but you don't need to tell someone what to do. The bit I also find interesting about this is when you met this individual, you probably knew what their dress sense and style was like because you've been with them for a while anyway, or you've seen them on a couple of dates maybe. So you know what type of clothes they're wearing anyway. So why do you think now that because you're in a partnership or relationship, you have the right to be able to say, you now need to wear what I want you to wear?
That just explains how some men fall in love with a woman's potential image. Not the actual woman they're seeing, but the potential of the woman, what they can shape that woman into. That's why you see men wanting to resculpture, reshape a woman's destiny, a woman's personality once they've gotten into a relationship with a woman or they're married to that person. We would often hear them say, you know, all them stuff you wear, that behavior, I'm not going to tolerate it here. You have to change. A woman you met in a club, a woman you met in a restaurant, a woman you met with her friends, living the life, doing things that she loves doing. You get married to her, you tell her you can no longer do such things because you're not a married woman. You can no longer hang out with such friends because you're not a married woman. I want you to stop going to so and so places because you're not a married woman. Stop dressing this way because you're not a married woman. Someone that is in her 20s, a man will be demanding that the woman should dress like a woman that is in her 50s because, like I said, you want to control her and have her to yourself. There's nothing cute in that, ladies.
He also mentions in this video that you don't talk to a person week 1 how you do in week 100. So you have to put on this kind of facade because apparently on week 1, you're not a nice guy. How strange is that? He literally says on week 1, you were not a nice guy. So what he's basically saying is any guy that goes on a date with any girl, none of you are nice guys. So you're basically warning all women not to go on a date with Guy, or if you do go on a date with a guy, just remember that week 1, he's not a nice guy, but eventually he will become a nice guy.
Ladies, you have to be careful of the kind of guy you get into a relationship with. Checking the mindset of the person is very important because some men, I don't know where their head is at. I don't know what they have stuffed up in their head. You might see someone and think everyone walking on the street thinks straight, have brains, but some don't. Some have some diabolical teachings. Some have some wicked, devilish theories when it comes to women. So you have to be careful. Some people have ideologies that are detrimental to women. Be careful of the person you're getting into a relationship with. Check their mental capacity. Check where they are mentally. Their mindset is very important.
Why is it that even beautiful women, bad bitches, are single today? It's simple. Feminism. Feminism taught you women that you a queen, you God's gift to this earth, you the prize. No, the fuck you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't a queen. You ain't never gonna be my queen because you ain't my mother. You don't love me unconditionally. You love me under conditions. And the problem is that I'm a man. I'm a leader. I'm the toxic asshole guy. The tool, right? Because when we go out, right, you expect me to take care of you, right? When we go out, I pay for it. You good. We go to the store. Here, get some shoes. You good. I got you. But when I tell you to do something, do it. That's the problem. Don't expect me to chase you and beg you and get on my knees, bro. I'm not submissive. I'm dominant. And then what happens is, I don't want to be with that. He's toxic, he's bad. Your friends tell you he's a bad guy, right? Then you go be with the nice guy and you end up cheating on him or leaving him because he's weak. He don't make you feel nothing. He don't blow the back. That's the problem. You're the problem. You're delusional.
Guy, you are the delusional one here because all I see is insecurity screaming. He's so insecure. That's all I see. It's just a man that is insecure, looking for ways to feel important, looking for ways to feel superior. That's why he's hell-bent on controlling the woman he's with. Because if you are secure in yourself, I don't see the need for you to want to control someone else. Do you get? So the only way he feels important is by controlling someone else. There's really nothing cute about a man controlling you, ladies. You can listen to him. You can take his suggestions. As long as that man has your best interest at heart, you can listen to him. Probably sometimes allow him make decisions for you because you're sure this man is going to have your back come rain, come shine. Do not hand over your life to someone that does not care about you, to someone that is maltreating you. Nah. There's no submission in things like that. Please don't do that. That will be you caging yourself, putting yourself in the prison, imprisoning yourself voluntarily, and you don't want that. You allowing a man to control your behavior and personality can suppress your individuality, ambitions, and assertiveness, which can lead to you feeling frustrated and losing your identity.
Financial abuse in marriage. Financial abuse is a form of domestic violence that occurs when one partner in a marriage uses money to control or manipulate the other person.
Now, some men don't expect their wives or their women to be financially independent. They encourage financial dependence. They want their wife to depend on them financially for everything, and that is crippling. I don't encourage any woman to find themselves in such a position, because your life will be dependent on your partner. Financial dependence makes women economically vulnerable.
Hey, husbands, men in long-term relationships, are you happy to your core that your partner may be staying around only because she's financially tied to you? It's a serious question. And I'm not having a go at all men. I'm having a go at those men, two categories. Those who use their financial clout in a relationship to keep their partner tied into the relationship, and those of you who think that your financial contribution to the relationship is all that's needed from you, that that's your way of providing, of showing up. Neither are adequate, neither are fair, and neither are actually going to get you the relationship that you really want, something beautiful and nourishing, sexually satisfying. And the point I'm trying to make here is that many of us men think that, firstly, that the money is the most important thing that we bring to a relationship, and that in many instances, that's all the woman wants. You've got to look at this from the other side. The 5,000 plus comments on my How I Fucked Up My Marriage, or my original message to husbands and men, is that many women, the only reason they haven't left the relationship they're in, more or less the only reason, is that they're totally financially dependent on the guy and they don't know how they'd survive without it. And any man who's let that situation arise is letting himself and the relationship and his partner down terribly badly.
I did mention that financial dependence leave women economically vulnerable, which is very detrimental to women. We've seen cases of women experiencing DV in their marriages and relationships, but they're staying put. And the major reason why they're staying put is because of finance. Because they have been financially disabled by their husband, which I see to also be a strategy from the man's own end to have total control. Whoever that feeds you 100% controls you. I say this all the time. Why would you hand over such power to your fellow human being, or in the name of love and marriage? Because for me, there is no love in such a marriage or relationship if a man is focused on controlling you, everything about you, and you're there foolishly saying you love him or he loves you. Wake up. There's no love in that. There is no love in that. All I see is a master and slave relationship. Why is he preventing you from having your own money and doing your own thing? Why? Please do not hand over such power to anyone, be it your husband, your spouse, your boyfriend, or even your siblings, your mom, your dad, your friends. Don't hand over such power to anyone. It's a good thing that women have woken up, and some women are still sleeping. Anyways, let's focus on the ones that are fully awake. The fully awoken women are taking matters into their hands. Women are working. Women are hustling for themselves. Women are getting degrees and getting educated. Modern men are upset. They are not happy with this new development. Modern men are strongly against feminism. They always blame feminism for the reason why women are doing differently. Women are wanting to be themselves and be independent. They are angry because they understand the importance of financial independence. When a woman does not financially depend on you, that is you losing total control of her. With this understanding, modern men are angry, jealous, envious, and they are spewing hatred on modern women, on successful modern women that are taking matters into their hands and fending for themselves.
Something we don't acknowledge on the left is that women aren't interested in mating with men who aren't economically viable.
But why do we hate those women? Because when it was reversed, when it was more men graduating from college, you didn't see women lining up to hate them. And now those young men look at those women, those successful women, and they look at them with anger, with fury. Explain this one to me.
So you're absolutely right. And when these men get isolated, they are more prone to misogynistic content. They're less likely to believe in climate change. They're more prone to the conspiracy theory. The guy who attacked Salman Rushdie, that wasn't about a fatwa. That was about a young man living in his mother's basement. What I would argue, though, and I get pushback from feminists on this, that I want to be clear, no one has an obligation to service men who aren't having sex. What I would say, though, is unless we make an investment in young people such that they're economically viable and they can establish relationships, and part of that is discipline around not watching a lot of porn, getting a job, going to school, taking responsibility for your own life. But without a viable class of young men who are doing well, no group has fallen further faster in our nation than young men.
We want, as men, I think, to be loved for who we are, what we provide, what we bring to the relationship, what we add to it. We want to be desired. We want to be looked at, validated in a way that reflects what I hope is our love for our partner. If she's only staying there because she can't afford to leave, then how does that sit with how you are regarded? Is she with you because she wants to be, or is she with you because she has to be? And surely you don't want that. And certainly if you love something, you set it free. It's an old cliche. If it comes back to you, it's yours, right? Not in a possessive or ownership sense, but because your hearts have now decided to choose each other, that there's no force or dependency in that.
The patriarchy marriage and relationship is all about controlling women. Most men in such relationships, they care less about love and emotional connection. All they want from relationship with women is a slave and master kind of relationship. They want to have total control of a woman's life. Domestic labor imbalance is part of the unrealistic expectations that men have from women. Women are often expected to shoulder the majority of the household chores and childcare responsibility, even when they have a job outside of the home, even when they are working class mothers. Men shy away from assisting their women with domestic house chores.
When it comes to finances, Guy, of course you should be contributing. I mean, to be honest, it's like the absolute bare minimum, particularly if you're one of those guys who sits on their ass when you get home from work and thinks that your contribution is done. Believe me, for a start, it is not. But also, you want your wife, if you love her, your long-term partner, to have choices. And she only has genuine choices if she can afford to make those choices. And so, give her more than is needed for the household. Allow her to have her own funds. Fund that out of love for her freedom so that she chooses you for the right reasons.
I want to say this to the men so y'all can better understand what's really going on with us women. We are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually exhausted in motherhood, okay? The domestic labor falls on us, and we know that society goes by traditional roles, so a lot of the household deeds fall on the women. But for us we constantly have to be attentive to what our children need when they're sick, when they look like they're about to become sick, their education, their emotional well-being, them learning, their coping skills. This is all of everything that we are paying attention to. On top of loving our children, we're trying to find spaces to be able to love ourselves. On top of trying to create safety for our children, we're looking for safety and security within ourselves. And sometimes because of all of the expectations and obligations and burdens and the load on us, we can't find that safety. So we turn to our partner, and sometimes in our partner, because they resent us so much for the transitions that we have faced in our motherhood, we can't find safety with them as well. So you have to be able to extend some type of grace. And that's what we mean when we say we want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be understood, we want to be validated. We need you all because we understand that mentally, psychologically, men and women are not the same. We understand that, but as a partner, we need you to try to step into our shoes, see it through our eyes, hear it through our ears, feel it through our heart, so you can better understand where we are coming from.
Ladies, don't give in to any man's unrealistic expectation from you. You cannot stop anyone from having any unrealistic expectation, but you can stop yourself from giving into that unrealistic expectation. If you would want to know how men perceive marriage, I mean the patriarchy marriage, click here to watch this video. To some men, they get married to women because they want a house slave. They want a domestic star. Watch that video to find out more.